Life, my friends, is not a gentle path lined with roses. It is a winding road, strewn with stones and shadows. Every sunrise carries with it a question, every sunset a lesson, and every heartbeat a chance to prove our courage. The storms we face are not punishments. They are invitations to rise, to discover the strength we did not know we possessed. Today, I want you to see life not as a burden to bear, but as a test to triumph over, a trial that molds the soul, and a journey that whispers, "You are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more capable than you imagine." When life pushes us to our knees, when the weight of the world presses down upon our shoulders, it is tempting to retreat, to close our eyes and pretend the storm does not exist. Yet it is precisely in those moments that the classroom reveals its wisdom. The tests of life are not meant to break us, though they may bend us. They are designed to shape us, to call forth a strength we did not know lived within our bones. Each hardship is a question we must answer, each trial a puzzle we must solve. And in answering, in striving, in enduring, we discover not only what we are made of, but who we are meant to be. Do not fear mistakes, for they are the chalk marks on the blackboard of your soul. Do not shy away from failure, for it is a mentor that never grows tired of teaching. There is no shame in stumbling, only in refusing to rise. Every misstep is an opportunity to understand the terrain of your own spirit, to refine your courage, and to deepen the reservoir of patience within you. Life's classroom is not graded by perfection, but by persistence, not by flawless execution, but by the willingness to keep learning, to keep moving, to keep believing. And when the lessons feel too heavy, when the questions seem too complex, remember that you are not alone. Others walk these hallways of hardship alongside you, each carrying their own burdens, each learning their own truths. Let their struggles be mirrors, their triumphs be inspirations, and their resilience be a reminder that even in our darkest hours, we are capable of remarkable endurance. Life's trials are universal, yet they are deeply personal, shaping each of us in ways no one else can replicate. So, stand tall in the classroom of life. Open your heart to its teachings, even when they come clothed in sorrow or doubt. Listen closely to the lessons hidden in pain, in loss, in challenge, for they are shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and infinitely more compassionate. Life is a test, yes, but it is also a gift, a chance to learn, to grow, and to rise. Embrace it fully, with courage and grace, and you will find that even the hardest lessons carry within them the seeds of your most extraordinary triumphs. True courage is not born in the gentle moments of life, nor is it nurtured in times of comfort and ease. It is forged in the furnace of adversity, in the moments when our hearts tremble and our spirits waver. It is in the silence of the night, when fears gather like shadows around our beds, that courage quietly takes root. Adversity tests us not to diminish our worth, but to reveal it. It strips away pretense and comforts, exposing the raw strength that has been waiting quietly for the moment it is needed most. When challenges rise like mountains before us, it is easy to feel small, to doubt our ability to move forward. But it is precisely in those moments of struggle that we discover the depths of our resilience. The storm may rage, the winds may howl, and the rains may batter our resolve, yet within us lies an unyielding spark, a spark that refuses to be extinguished. This spark is our courage, and it grows brighter with every trial we endure, every obstacle we overcome, every step we take despite fear. Adversity does not make the journey easier, but it makes the traveler stronger. It teaches us that the heart can carry more than we thought possible, that the soul can endure more than we believed. Pain becomes a teacher, struggle becomes a mentor, and each setback becomes an opportunity to rise with greater wisdom and determination. The beauty of courage is not that it shields us from suffering, but that it transforms suffering into strength, despair into determination, and hardship into a testament of our character. We must remember that strength in adversity is not about perfection. It is not about never falling or never feeling doubt. True courage is about rising each time we fall, speaking even when our voices shake, and taking the next step when the path is shrouded in uncertainty. Every trial faced, every challenge met, is a victory over fear itself. And with each victory, no matter how small, we reclaim a piece of ourselves that we might have thought lost. We discover potential that we might have thought dormant, and we affirm that our spirit is unbreakable. And in the end, it is not the absence of struggle that defines us, but the way we walk through it with our heads held high, with hope in our hearts, and with a determination that refuses to yield. Adversity is the proving ground of the soul, and courage is its prize. So when life tests you, when it challenges you beyond what seems possible, do not shrink away. Stand tall, face the storm. Let your struggle become your strength, and let your courage shine so brightly that even the darkest moments are illuminated by the power within you. For it is in these trials that the human spirit reveals its greatest beauty, and it is through adversity that we truly learn what it means to be alive. Perseverance is the quiet, unwavering heartbeat of the human spirit. It is the force that keeps us moving when every step feels heavier than the last, when the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty, and when hope feels like a distant star flickering just out of reach. The trials we face in life are not obstacles meant to stop us, but forges meant to strengthen us, and perseverance is the fire that tempers our resolve. It is the choice to rise again after falling, to keep moving even when the world tells us to stop, to press forward when doubt and fear surround us like walls we cannot climb. Every act of perseverance is a declaration that we will not be defined by circumstance, that we will not be imprisoned by failure, and that we will not surrender our dreams to the weight of despair. Life is not a straight road, nor a journey free of struggle. It is a series of uphill climbs, of rivers to cross, of nights so dark that the stars themselves seem hidden. Yet perseverance is the lamp we carry through the darkness, illuminating each step, guiding us toward the summit, teaching us that the distance traveled, no matter how slow or painful, is itself a victory. When we persist, even in the face of exhaustion, even when our hearts question the worth of the effort, we are sculpting resilience. Each obstacle overcome becomes a brick in the foundation of our character. Each setback endured becomes a testament to our strength, and each small victory, seemingly insignificant in the moment, accumulates into a life defined not by what we were handed, but by what we refused to surrender. Perseverance is not merely enduring, it is creating beauty and power from persistence, transforming ordinary effort into extraordinary triumph. The power of perseverance is also deeply personal, quietly shaping our inner world as we navigate the outer challenges of life. It teaches patience when the world demands instant results. It nurtures humility when pride tempts us to quit. It builds faith when doubt seeks to pull us down. And it reveals the profound truth that our limits are often illusions, temporary shadows cast by fear, fatigue, or uncertainty. With perseverance, we learn to walk through those shadows, to see beyond them, and to claim the strength that was always within us. And perhaps the greatest gift of perseverance is the courage it gives to continue, not because the road is easy, but because we know that we are capable of the climb. It is the recognition that life's trials are not permanent walls, but stepping stones to higher ground. The path may be long, the nights may be cold, and the storms may roar, but the one who perseveres finds a rhythm in the struggle, a grace in the effort, and a triumph in the journey. For perseverance is more than action. It is a declaration of hope, a song of resilience, and a promise to oneself that no matter how hard life tests us, we will continue, we will endure, and we will rise. Faith is the quiet companion that walks beside us when the path is shrouded in darkness, when the road ahead is invisible, and when the winds of uncertainty blow hard against our resolve. It is not a loud declaration, nor a demand for certainty, but a gentle, steadfast trust in what cannot yet be seen. Life does not always offer clear signs or obvious directions, and the future does not arrive with guarantees. Yet faith asks us to take the next step, even when the ground beneath our feet feels unsteady, and to trust that every step, no matter how small, is guiding us toward a destination meant for us. To have faith in the unseen is to believe in possibilities beyond the limits of our eyes. It is to hold hope in the midst of fear, to plant seeds in soil we cannot yet inspect, and to water dreams we cannot yet touch. The trials and tests of life often demand this kind of courage, not the courage to see, but the courage to trust. It is easy to place faith when the sun is shining and the path is clear, but true faith is revealed when shadows gather, when doubts arise, and when the world seems to whisper that our efforts are in vain. In those moments, faith becomes both anchor and wings, keeping us steady while lifting us toward what we cannot yet imagine. Faith is also a mirror of patience. It asks us to wait, to endure, and to continue moving even when the rewards are delayed or hidden. It does not demand that we understand everything, nor that we control every outcome. Rather, it asks us to believe that our journey, with all its twists and turns, is exactly the journey we are meant to walk. Every unseen step is a lesson in trust, every uncertainty a chance to strengthen our resolve, and every moment of doubt an invitation to look inward and find the courage that has always lived within us. When we embrace faith in the unseen, we discover that life's trials are not punishments, but invitations, opportunities to cultivate hope, to deepen our resilience, and to grow beyond what we thought possible. We learn to trust not just the world around us, but the wisdom of our own hearts, the instincts that guide us, and the strength that carries us forward. It is in these quiet acts of trust that we find transformation. Our unseen steps, taken with courage, accumulate into journeys of astonishing beauty, leading us to places we could never have reached by sight alone. Faith in the unseen also teaches us compassion and humility. It reminds us that every person is navigating their own unknowns, taking steps we may never fully understand. When we trust without seeing, we learn to extend trust to others, to honor their journeys, and to recognize the invisible battles that shape each soul. And in the end, faith is the thread that binds the trials of today to the triumphs of tomorrow. It whispers always that even when the destination is hidden, the steps we take with courage, hope, and belief will carry us exactly where we need to be. Falling is not the end of the journey. It is simply a moment in the story of who we are becoming. Life will knock us down, often when we least expect it, and sometimes in ways that feel unbearable. But every fall carries within it a hidden opportunity, a chance to rise again, taller than before, wiser than we were, and stronger than we ever imagined. The pain of hitting the ground may sting, but it also teaches us the value of our own resilience and the depth of our spirit. To rise after falling is to honor both our struggles and our potential, to turn every setback into a stepping stone, and to understand that even in the moments of defeat, we are still growing, still learning, still moving forward. When we fall, it is natural to feel fear, shame, or regret. We may question our worth, our purpose, or our ability to continue. Yet it is in those moments that our courage is truly tested. The act of rising requires more than physical effort. It requires heart, it requires faith, and it requires a deep, unshakable belief in ourselves. We rise because we refuse to be defined by the fall. We rise because we understand that falling is part of being human, part of the journey, part of the story that is uniquely ours. And each time we rise, we discover strength that we did not know existed, courage that surprises even us, and wisdom that can only come from having touched the ground and refused to stay there. Rising after falling also teaches us humility. It reminds us that no one is invincible, that everyone faces moments of weakness, and that it is perfectly natural to stumble along the way. But humility does not weaken us, it strengthens us. It allows us to see life clearly, to empathize with others, and to honor the shared experience of struggle that binds all human hearts. The fall is a teacher that shapes our character, the ground a mentor that tests our resolve, and the act of rising a declaration that we are capable of transformation. The beauty of rising lies not in ignoring the pain, but in acknowledging it, learning from it, and choosing to move forward anyway. Each rise is an affirmation that our past does not define us, that our mistakes are not chains, and that our failures are not final. We rise because we must, because life calls us onward, and because we have discovered that within us lies an infinite well of resilience and hope. Rising after falling is not just about recovery, it is about growth, about becoming the version of ourselves that we were always meant to be, forged in the fire of experience and tempered by the challenges we have endured. And so, when life causes us to stumble, when it throws us into moments of darkness and doubt, let us remember that the power to rise resides within each of us. Let us rise with courage, with grace, and with the knowledge that every fall is temporary, every trial is a teacher, and every rise is proof of the extraordinary strength of the human spirit. In rising, we do not merely recover, we transform, we illuminate the path for others, and we show the world that no matter how many times we fall, we have the power to stand again, taller, wiser, and stronger than before. Change is the constant rhythm of life, the tide that sweeps through our days, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce, but always inevitable. It comes unannounced, often wrapped in forms we do not expect, in challenges we did not plan for, and in endings we did not foresee. To resist change is to resist life itself, to cling to what was familiar, even as it slips through our fingers. But to embrace it, to meet it with open hearts and minds, is to discover the boundless potential hidden in every shift, every turn, and every twist of fate. Change asks us to be flexible, to be courageous, and to trust that what is coming holds a lesson, a gift, or a path we cannot yet imagine. When life presents change, it often feels like a storm disrupting our carefully built lives. We fear the unknown, we cling to the comfort of what is familiar, and we question our ability to survive what is coming. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that our true strength is revealed. To embrace change is not to pretend the storm does not exist, but to meet it with resilience, to bend without breaking, and to see opportunity where others see only loss. Each new circumstance, each unexpected turn, carries within it a chance for growth, for learning, and for transformation. Those who embrace change do not simply endure it, they evolve through it, discovering facets of themselves that might otherwise remain hidden. Change is also a teacher of perspective. It forces us to look beyond the narrow confines of our current reality and to consider possibilities that lie beyond fear and doubt. When life shifts, it challenges us to question old habits, old beliefs, and old ways of seeing the world. It asks us to shed what no longer serves us and to make space for what is yet to come. This shedding is rarely easy. It can be painful, uncomfortable, and disorienting. But it is in this discomfort that we find the courage to grow, the wisdom to adapt, and the grace to transform challenges into stepping stones toward a brighter, more authentic life. Those who embrace change understand that nothing in life is permanent, that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning, and that flexibility is a form of strength. They learn to trust the rhythm of life, to move with it rather than against it, and to see uncertainty not as a threat, but as an invitation. Change invites creativity, adaptation, and innovation. It allows us to rewrite our stories, to reclaim our paths, and to step into versions of ourselves we might never have discovered without the twists and turns of life's tests. And so, When the winds of change blow, let us meet them not with fear, but with courage. Let us see in every shift an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to rise above what we once thought possible. Let us understand that life's trials often come disguised as change, calling us to adapt, to trust, and to embrace the unknown with open hearts. For it is in embracing change that we find freedom, resilience, and the profound beauty of a life lived fully, bravely, and without regret. Pain is a teacher, subtle and relentless, arriving in forms both gentle and brutal, shaping us in ways we often cannot understand in the moment. It is not an enemy, though it may feel like one, and it does not come to punish us, though we may wish it would leave. Pain comes to reveal the depths of our courage, the strength of our hearts, and the resilience of our spirits. It sharpens us, carving away what is unnecessary, stripping life to its essence, and showing us truths that comfort alone could never teach. Without pain, we would never know the sweetness of joy, the grace of compassion, or the quiet power of endurance. When pain enters our lives, it challenges us to confront ourselves fully, to face the shadows within, and to acknowledge the vulnerabilities we often hide. It asks us to endure, not for the sake of suffering, but for the sake of growth. Every ache, every loss, every heartbreak carries within it a lesson waiting to be learned. We may resist it, we may rail against it, but in the surrender to pain, we find insight, clarity, and a profound understanding of what it means to be human. Pain teaches empathy, for in our own suffering, we begin to feel the invisible burdens of others and recognize the common threads of struggle that bind us all. Pain also teaches patience, a gentle but powerful tutor that whispers to us when we are ready to listen. It asks us to pause, to breathe, and to allow ourselves the time to heal, to reflect, and to grow. In its presence, we learn that healing is not linear, that strength is not the absence of tears, and that courage is not the refusal to feel. The gift of pain lies in its power to transform, to turn moments of despair into opportunities for self-discovery, and to remind us that the human spirit is capable of enduring more than we ever imagined. When we embrace pain rather than fear it, we discover that it is not permanent. It shapes us, yes, but it does not define us. It molds us into beings capable of deeper love, greater understanding, and unwavering resilience. Pain humbles us, yes, but it also elevates us, teaching us to value the moments of light and to walk more gently through the lives of others. It reminds us that our scars are not marks of weakness, but of survival, courage, and the victories we have achieved over adversity. And so, when life delivers its trials, when the heart aches and the spirit strains, let us see in the pain not a punishment, but a gift. Let us allow it to shape us, to sharpen our perspective, and to deepen our compassion. For in pain, there is wisdom, there is strength, and there is a remarkable opportunity to rise from the shadows of suffering into the light of understanding. It is through pain that we learn, grow, and become fully, beautifully human. And it is through embracing it that we discover the extraordinary resilience that resides in every heart. Within each of us lies a strength that is quiet but unshakable, a force that does not shout or demand attention, yet carries the power to move mountains and illuminate the darkest paths. This inner strength is the foundation of every choice we make, every step we take, and every challenge we face. It is not built in moments of ease, but in the trials that test our resolve and the decisions that demand courage. Life's tests are not passed by luck or circumstance alone. They are passed by the courage to stand firm, the wisdom to act with intention, and the voice that speaks truth when silence feels safer. Our voice is one of the most powerful tools we possess. It is more than sound. It is a declaration of presence, a testimony of resilience, and a reflection of the soul. To use our voice is to claim our place in the world, to assert that we are seen, heard, and capable. Life will often try to silence us, to drown our thoughts with doubt, to make us question our worth. But the strength to speak, to act, and to choose deliberately is the compass that guides us through trials. Each time we raise our voice with conviction, we assert that the power to shape our destiny rests not in the hands of circumstance, but in the heart and mind of the chooser. Inner strength is also the quiet companion that sustains us when the world feels heavy. It is the resolve that allows us to stand when others fall, the courage to keep moving when fear threatens to freeze us, and the patience to endure when the journey stretches longer than expected. This strength is cultivated in moments of reflection, in acts of self-discipline, and in the willingness to trust ourselves even when external validation is absent. The choices we make, guided by inner strength, ripple outward, shaping not only our own path, but the lives of those around us. Each decision grounded in courage and clarity becomes a testament to the power of the human spirit. Using our voice and strength together transforms mere survival into meaningful living. It allows us to advocate for ourselves and others, to confront injustice, and to create spaces where truth, compassion, and courage can flourish. The courage to act in alignment with our values, even when the path is difficult or unpopular, is a declaration that life's trials will not define us. They will refine us. Each decision, each word spoken with intention, is a step forward in the great test of life, proving to ourselves and to the world that we are not passive participants, but active creators of our destiny. And so, when life challenges you, when fear and doubt rise to obscure your path, remember that within you lies both strength and voice. Trust yourself to act, to speak, and to rise, even when the road is uncertain. For it is through the courage of choice and the power of expression that we navigate life's tests, overcome its trials, and leave a mark that is uniquely ours. The inner strength that guides us, combined with the voice that declares our presence, becomes the ultimate instrument of triumph, proving that no obstacle is too great when met with the courage to stand and the determination to speak. Hope is the quiet light that flickers in the deepest darkness, a steady presence when the world feels heavy and the heart feels weary. It is not always loud or obvious, but it is always there, whispering that this moment is not the end, that even in the shadowed valleys of life, a dawn awaits. When trials weigh upon us, when fear and doubt threaten to pull us under, hope is the companion that refuses to let us surrender. It is the gentle reminder that no matter how fierce the storm, the human spirit has the capacity to endure, to rise, and to find meaning even in struggle. Hope is both fragile and fierce, delicate yet unyielding. It does not deny pain, it does not erase hardship, but it gives us the courage to walk through them, step by step, with the belief that something better lies ahead. In moments of despair, when the weight of life feels unbearable, hope becomes the inner voice that says, keep moving, keep breathing, keep trusting. It allows us to see beyond our present circumstances, to imagine a future shaped not by fear, but by possibility, and to trust that our efforts, however small, are never in vain. Hope also nurtures patience and resilience. It teaches us that life's trials are not permanent prisons, but temporary passages meant to strengthen us, to refine us, and to reveal the depth of our courage. When we hold on to hope, we are able to endure more than we thought possible. We discover that the smallest glimmers, a kind word, a moment of connection, a spark of insight, can carry us through the darkest nights. Hope reminds us that growth often comes from struggle, that healing often follows pain, and that even in the quietest moments of waiting, something extraordinary is unfolding within and around us. To walk with hope is to walk with faith, trust, and the courage to dream even when the path ahead is unclear. It is to recognize that life's challenges, while daunting, are not permanent barriers, but invitations to cultivate inner strength, perseverance, and wisdom. Hope is the companion that keeps our hearts open when fear threatens to close them, the light that guides us when vision fails, and the song that reminds us that even the longest journeys eventually reach new horizons. It teaches us to trust in our own resilience and in the unfolding of life, to hold on even when we cannot see the outcome, and to believe that every trial carries within it the possibility of triumph. And so, let hope walk beside you, quietly, faithfully, and persistently. Let it remind you that no matter how heavy the burden, how long the night, or how steep the climb, you are never truly alone. With hope as your companion, you can face life's tests with courage, endure its trials with grace, and rise from its challenges with a heart full of light and a spirit unbroken. Hope is not a passive wish, it is an active force, a sustaining presence, and the guiding star that ensures that even in the darkest moments, your journey continues towards strength, purpose, and fulfillment. The story of our lives is not written in the ease of our days, but in the courage with which we face life's trials. Every challenge we endure, every hardship we overcome, and every moment we rise after falling contributes to a legacy far greater than any material possession or fleeting recognition. Our triumphs, born from struggle, are the footprints we leave on the world, echoes of the resilience, courage, and strength that defined our journey. When we face trials with dignity, when we persevere in the face of fear, we create a story that inspires, uplifts, and endures long after we have moved on from the moment itself. Legacy is not merely what we achieve, it is how we respond when life tests us, when the winds of adversity threaten to knock us down, and when the night seems endless. It is found in the strength of character we exhibit when no one is watching, in the choices we make that honor our values, and in the grace with which we navigate pain and uncertainty. Each act of courage, each refusal to surrender, each step forward, despite fear, becomes part of the invisible thread that weaves our life into a tapestry that others will see, remember, and carry forward. This is the essence of legacy, the mark left not on buildings or papers, but on hearts, minds, and spirits. Triumph is inseparable from struggle, for it is through trials that our truest selves emerge. The world may celebrate achievements, victories, and accolades, but the depth of our legacy is measured by how we confronted life's tests, how we weathered storms, and how we continued to rise even when the path seemed impossible. When we face hardship with courage, when we transform pain into growth, and when we persist despite doubt, we leave behind more than memories. We leave inspiration, a guiding light for those who follow, proof that the human spirit can endure, adapt, and flourish even in the harshest of circumstances. Our legacy is also a gift to others, a living testament to the power of resilience. It teaches that trials are not obstacles meant to defeat us, but opportunities meant to reveal our strength. Every story of triumph, every lesson learned through adversity, becomes a source of encouragement for someone else navigating their own journey. By embracing life fully, by confronting its challenges, and by emerging with dignity and courage, we demonstrate that even in suffering, there is hope, even in fear, there is courage, and even in loss, there is the possibility of transformation. And so, let us face each trial not with despair, but with the awareness that the way we meet life's tests defines the legacy we leave behind. Let us rise after every fall, persevere through every storm, and hold hope close in every dark hour, knowing that our courage and resilience will echo beyond our own time. Life's true triumph is not in avoiding challenges, but in embracing them fully, allowing them to shape us, teach us, and propel us forward. When we do this, we create a legacy of strength, wisdom, and inspiration, a testament that our lives, no matter how tested, leave the world richer, brighter, and stronger because we chose to rise.